And joining us right now to talk about the future of nuclear energy is a former NRC commissioner who now works for the Shaw Group, which helps construct all types of power plants, including nuclear plants. Jeff Merrifield has visited more than 250 nuclear power plants around the world, including the Fukushima facility in Japan. Jeff, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Let's talk, I guess, straight away about the possibility of a black swan event at a nuclear plant. Carol and I have been talking about it with people for weeks now. Isn't it such a scary thought that maybe we need to scale down or scale back our plans to build more nuclear plants?
No, I can't agree with that premise. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission sets very stringent standards for a variety of natural and man-made occurrences that can happen at nuclear power plants here in the States. Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, fires and explosions caused by events from those who might want to threaten the plant. These are very stringent requirements. They're based on history. They're based on what's happened in the vicinity surrounding the plants. And then the NRC places additional burden on that to make sure that the plants will be able to defend against those more extreme events.
But Jeff, the point of a black swan event, though, is it something that you don't expect to happen? For instance, the Japanese didn't expect such a strong earthquake, such a huge tsunami, all of their power supplies to get cut off. And I dare say there are nuclear plants in this country that aren't much more advanced than Fukushima.
Well, I think there's a difference, and that is here in the United States, we don't plan on just those events. You build in the flexibility with the plants themselves and their response capabilities so that if you did have something you didn't expect, you'd be able to respond to it. Post 9/11, we put in extra requirements for providing cooling water to the plant, for providing emergency backup power sources. Those are all very applicable to what we saw in Japan, and I think would have put the United States plants in good stead.
Jeff, what do we do, though? I mean, this argument could go on and on and on, but what do we do about the waste here, which is constantly a political battle? Nobody wants it in their state. Nobody wants it in their backyard. I mean, what do we do with that situation? That really hasn't been dealt with. How can we continue to build more nuclear power plants when we really haven't even dealt with that situation? It becomes a growing problem every day.
Right. I think there are three things with that. It's not getting to be a worse problem every day. Frankly, the fact of the matter is the NRC allows spent fuel storage casks, dry canisters, to be used for storing the fuel on site. That can store it during the entire lifetime of the plants during their operations. And the NRC has said that they can actually be used for an additional 60 years beyond the life of the plant. The Yucca Mountain, which I've been to and looked at as a commissioner of the NRC, from my personal standpoint, it ought to be used as a repository for high-level waste. But indeed, it was a political decision that made it not to be the case. We also have reprocessing. That is a very viable way to deal with the spent fuel and something I think our country needs to think about.
From your perspective, Jeff, at Shaw Group, I mean, do you see us inevitably scaling back on a nuclear expansion because of what's happened in Japan, or do you think that you can get past this and build more plants?
Well, I don't think there should be a rush to judgment. You know, it's like everything else. You look at it in the midst of an occasion like this, and immediately folks want to jump to conclusions. I would say as far as the 104 operating plants in the United States, they're operating safely, and I think they will continue during their lifetime, either the 40-year or 60-year extended life. As far as new plants are concerned, as you mentioned, I work for the Shaw Group. We're building 4 nuclear power plants in China right now, AP1000 plants of the Westinghouse design. And our clients in China have indicated they're going to continue to move forward. Similarly, here in the U.S., the 2 units we're going to build for Southern Company at Vogtle and the 2 units we'll build for SCANA at a site in South Carolina, we certainly believe that those are going to go forward. The NRC has said they're committed to the licensing process. And I think we've been heartened by both the President and the Secretary of Energy saying that they endorse building new plants.
Jeff, we've run out of time. We'll have to get you back because we would love to continue this conversation. Jeff Merrifield, former NRC commissioner, and he is now at the Shaw Group. Jeff, good to have you here with us.